All right.
Because technically we're live right now. So I wouldn't worry about it at the moment.
About what?
Okay, YouTube. Win the toss, YouTube. Oh, I just found the link then.
Hang on. Did you? I just sent you the song. I've just sent you the anthem of the Western Sahara.
No, you're gonna. Oh, yeah, I can play it, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd rather you than me.
Okay, I'm posting it. You do realise when I go into work next week, everyone's going to be asking what on earth this is?
Yeah, that's fine.
Someone even asked me about it at work earlier.
Did they? What did they say?
Well, they didn't understand what I was talking about.
Oh, hang on. My mate wants to join the conversation.
No. No. Okay, the link is out. I'm starting the show.
Okay. Get the music ready.
I'm trying. I need to get my other monitor on, actually.
I almost got a bit nervous then, and then I realised that no one will be watching.
Yeah. This is dreadful.
Well, it's the anthem of the Western Sahara.
It's hurting my ears.
Do we turn it off?
Yeah, definitely. I'll fade out.
Sorry, everyone. That was the anthem of the Western Sahara. We won't be playing that again because it was rubbish.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a Saturday night. It's a late Saturday night.
Yeah, this is winning the late. It's a late night special.
It's live, and it's winning the toss. So, welcome to the show. If there's any new listeners out there, which I'm sure there aren't, we like to talk 100% football, and probably about 100% toss as well. So, to kick off the show, I'd first like to start by talking about how bad Brazil are. I mean, they're losing to Ron Vlaar.
Yeah, well, it's not really Brazil's fault. It's actually David Luiz's fault because he just keeps letting in goals.
Well, he just keeps letting everyone down, to be honest, doesn't he? I mean, his strengths, his apparent strengths, are actually masked. No, sorry, his weaknesses are masked by better players.
Well,
like
that's
John
it.
Terry. Huh?
Well, that's just it. I completely agree. I mean,
Yeah.
before the tournament, he was captain fantastic, and now he's just captain drastic.
Yeah. Well, he's certainly not captain elastic.
No.
No, I tell you what he is. He's captain plastic because he plays for Chelsea.
Yeah, well, no, he doesn't actually. He plays for PSG.
Yeah, well, he'll always be Captain Plastic to me. But do you know what it does show? It shows you how great Thiago Silva is,
Yeah, no, it does, doesn't it?
despite the fact that he looks like a ladyboy,
Yeah, yeah,
Joey Barton.
yeah, yeah.
Can I just read you a quote from the BBC's live feed of the game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It says, "Ron Vlaar is everywhere." That's it.
I actually think that Ron Vlaar is the world's most improved player.
I used to love that when you play like junior football or something. It's just you get the most improved player award, and you'd be really happy about it. But
Yeah,
I think actually it's because you were just fucking shit. And
well, that's just it, isn't it? I mean, he might be the most improved player. It doesn't mean to say that he's any good.
That's it. That's exactly it. But the thing is, he's probably going to be Aston Villa's best player next season because Paul Lambert just keeps signing all these rubbish players.
Who did he sign the other day? They've just signed someone.
Kieran Richardson.
Yeah, that's it.
Also, there was a strong rumour. I'm not sure it might have actually been confirmed, but Nicholas Bentner was being rumoured to be going there actually.
Who?
Well, exactly, Nicholas Bentner. They were in talks with Nick.
Yeah, I should say to all of the listeners, if you're listening, if you've got any questions, just feel free to send them in because it helps the conversation flow. We want to hear from our audience. We want to hear what you've got to say. We want to hear what you've got to say about Ron Vlaar. So keep them coming.
Yeah, I feel quite strangely about winning the toss recently. I mean, I know we haven't done any promotion for a long time, but there was this sort of glory period where we had like 8 listeners.
Yeah,
no, a lot.
It was a lot. Maybe we're on the resurgence again. Maybe this is a new era.
Well, I hope so because I think it's a new era, it's a new season, and it's a new chance to show everybody what toss means.
Well, that's just it. That's just it. I mean, if you look at Spain, they've been on top for the last 6 years, but their time has come now, and it's time for someone else to take over the world.
We need to ride the crest of the next great European team. We need to ride that wave. So whether it be a PSG or whether it be a Barcelona again, ride their wave.
Yeah, on the subject of Barcelona, it's all over. It's
Barcelona, really.
It is. It's circa 2003 all over again.
It's just going to end in tears. They're just signing all these top players, but they're not going to work. Personally.
Yeah, well that's it. But before you know it, they've re-signed Juan Pablo Saviola and Gerrard all over again. And that's not the English Gerrard, that's the Spanish Gerrard.
Yeah, that's not even Gerard Piqué.
No.
The thing is, on paper, their front line of Neymar, Suarez, and Messi is absolutely incredible. But in reality, will it work as well as it is on paper?
Well, no one will really ever know.
But what's going to happen is Neymar's going to get dropped, then he's going to start crying, and then Suarez is going to bite Messi.
Yeah.
But then Luis Enrique is going to get fired, and he's going to get replaced by Rivaldo, which will be an even worse manager.
Yeah.
I could actually see that happening. I mean, as in terms of Rivaldo managing Barcelona.
I don't know. I know Rivaldo never strikes me as a manager. He was more of a faker.
Yeah, but that's my point. If it all goes wrong for Luis Enrique, I can, for some reason, see Rivaldo managing Barcelona.
You know, I love Rivaldo. He was one of my favourite players growing up.
Yeah.
But as soon as he did that thing in the World Cup 2002, everything went out the window.
Yeah.
And I've never forgiven him.
But that was a bit like my dad during this World Cup, when he kept saying he just absolutely hated Brazil, and he absolutely hated Neymar, and he hated everything about Brazil, but he loved Marcelo. He was like, Marcelo, he's a great player. He's a really honest player. Like, I love how he plays. He's quite an honest player. I was like, Dad, if you watch him, he's not very honest. Like, he's not. I've never described Marcelo as honest. He's like, no, he's great. He's all this. And then, like, he dived.
Why does he think he's honest?
He did this blatant dive in the box, and then my dad just hated him after this. Just totally changed his tune. But no, it's. I don't think you should let one incident tarnish your view.
You could say that about David Luiz. You could just say he's had a bad World Cup.
Because I never rated him. I've always thought he was Phil Jones. He's the Brazilian Phil Jones.
Yeah, it's more for the sake of argument.
Exactly, and I think I just think he's very overrated, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit shit.
On that topic, well, actually, no, it's a completely different topic. But Pablo Zabaleta, is he the best right back in the world at the moment?
Quite possibly, yeah.
I'd have to disagree with that.
Well, give me three names who are better.
Well, you've got Glenn Johnson, you've got Kieran Richardson, and you've got Micah Richards.
Well, actually, you're wrong. You're completely wrong, because you've forgotten the most important one of all, which is Kyle Walker. And
who?
He is simply the best right back in the world. There's no doubt about it, to be honest. Especially if you read the Daily Mail.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
What's this? It sounds like Soundgarden.
Oh, it's Tina Turner.
Who? Michael Turner? Does he still play for Hull City?
Well, no, sorry. I mean, you said Kyle Walker was simply the best, so I thought I'd better play the song.
Oh, did I? I want to find out who Michael Turner plays for. Oh, God, I'm very gassy. Oh, Norwich City. Norwich City. What Norwich City doing these days?
We've got a viewer.
Huh?
We've got a viewer.
No, that's said one viewer since the start. I think that's me.
No, it isn't. No, we've got a viewer.
Well, who is it then?
His name's Sam.
Who?
His name's Sam, and he works in a phone shop.
Oh, fuck off! Someone's just won £600 on an accumulator, on a 12-fold accumulator.
Oh.
Do you know why this really annoys me?
Was it Arjen Robin with a Sidewinder?
Do you know why this really annoys me?
No.
Because let me run you through some of the matches, right, that he's put in his 12-fold accumulator, right?
Yeah.
Brazil v Netherlands, fine, yeah, right. Motherwell v Fulham, okay, right. Let's get into the meat and veg of this. FC Honka Espoo versus Coca-Cola Futis 10, right. JBK versus PS Chemi, Rigas Footballer Scholar versus Prelude BJSS, EIF versus Kappa, Sporting Christina versus Napas Craft.
Hang on, who are these?
Huh?
Who are these teams?
Well, that's my point.
Oh.
This is my point. Someone's putting a 12-fold accumulator on with all these random teams that you've never heard of, and he's somehow won £600. And that really annoys me.
Yeah, well, it was probably George Anstey.
But do you know what I find funny?
No.
He probably puts an accumulator like that on every week for £10. So all it's going to take is 60 weeks
Hang
of
on a
not.
minute.
You know what I mean?
Where's the news flash thing on?
Oh, I don't
Where's
even have Winamp open. This is dreadful.
where's the news flash thing on?
Well, I've got it, but I just can't find it. Wait,
Can
hang
you
on.
play it
Hang
now?
on.
Because I've got a news flash and I can't find it. Oh, hang on, here it is. News flash. Southampton have just signed Pele.
Yeah, I've seen that. Mate, there was a man at work the other day that looked just like Pele.
Was it Pele?
Well, I thought it was, but it actually wasn't.
So, for all of those listeners that don't follow football but know who Pele is, it's not the same one. It's got two L's in the name.
Have you ever seen that guy that's I've
And he's
sent
not
you a
black.
picture of him.
What?
He's incredibly attractive.
Who? Oh,
Um,
is this Pedro, your friend from work?
No. It's a guy called Pele. He plays in. He's just a really good-looking guy.
Yeah, but
It might be the same one.
Yeah, but is he as good looking as Andrea Pirlo?
No, well, not many people are. Not many footballers are, to be honest. I mean, who is the best-looking footballer of all time?
Well,
Apart from David Beckham.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, apart from David
Okay,
Beckham.
apart from David Beckham.
Zidane?
Well, no, it isn't. I think it's actually Fabio Cannavaro.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Mate, when you were at school, did you ever have Miss Ulebsia?
Who?
She was a French teacher. She is French, but in her French room, she had a poster of Zinedine Zidane on the wall because she really fancied him.
Well, you can't blame her, really.
But it's only at this point right now in my life that I've realised how toss that actually is.
Yeah, yeah, that's quite a toss.
Unbelievably toss.
Oh, hang on a second. We need to invite Sam into the conversation.
Sam.
Oh, well, you'll find out. We're getting a guest on the show, everyone.
Oh no!
It's all going downhill now.
I can do it. Yes.
I can't actually invite anyone. I haven't got admin rights. Have you changed the admin rights on winning the toss?
No, I haven't. Why would I do that?
I think you've been playing with the back end. I'll show you my back end in a minute. Right, it's not working, so we'll just have to make do without Sam. Not that we needed him anyway. Shall we move on? Why don't we move on to Alan Hansen, because Alan Hansen is finally retiring from punditry on BBC. I, for one, am really pleased that he's leaving because I never liked him anyway. But the BBC have just released this terrible documentary, pretty much documenting his entire life in football and punditry, and it's presented by Gary Lineker. So I can't think of anything worse, to be quite honest. And it features Mark Lawrenson. So I didn't.
Hang on, isn't Mark Lawrenson the most improved footballer of the year?
Well, he's the most improved commentator of the year.
Yeah, that's it. The thing is, you say you're happy that Alan Hansen's going, but who's going to replace him, Josh? I mean, he was the best of a bad bunch.
He was the best of a bad bunch, but there was always
Rio Ferdinand.
Well, this is what everyone's saying. I was reading an article in the Guardian the other day, and it said it was talking about Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrenson, the old guard leaving match of the day, and it was just talking about how good Rio Ferdinand has been, but he hasn't. He's been awful.
Yeah, I know. I didn't understand that. Do you know what really annoyed me? I was listening to Five Live, and there was they interviewed three football fans
Right.
about BBC and ITV's coverage, and like they had like a one-on-one. So they were like, right, we'll start with the keepers, Gary Lineker or Adrian Chiles, and like they went along and like they just kept asking, like they did like these face-offs between each one, and like all of their answers were just like, basically they picked all three of them always picked the English person. So it was like Cannavaro or Ferdinand, and it's like, no, I think Ferdinand's been brilliant. Like just like and like they just kept picking all the English people, and they were just the worst three people you could have possibly asked these questions to. Like all I could think about was if they'd asked me or you, because I'd just be like, well, they're both dreadful. They're terrible. Like I'd say Gary Lineker because Adrian Charles is a complete cretin, but do you know what I mean? I'd be very honest about it. But they were just, for me, they represented all that is wrong with football fans.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I for one can't understand the allure of Rio Ferdinand and why everyone is so attracted to him. Because he's rubbish. He's a rubbish pundit. He
He's a
doesn't
very
look
unattractive person.
well. He's got a diagonal mouth. It's a
Do
bit
you
like
know
this.
what my boss used to say? My old boss.
What's that?
Say, I hate Rio Ferdinand. He's got a weak lip.
Yeah, well, he's got a well. He hasn't got a lip, has he? He hasn't got a top lip. He's not
Mm,
top pundit. He
mm.
can f off.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
it.
I didn't. You'll notice that I didn't swear there. I held it back, just like
Well,
I'm holding back this.
You'll
I
notice that I didn't order that. Hang on, we've got a viewer.
Yeah, no, I told you this before.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was
Um,
different.
yeah, no, I held it back, just like I'm holding back this wine. Well, actually, I'm not holding back at all. Should we move
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Let's move on to. Well, actually, speaking of Alan's, let's talk about Alan Shearer.
No, because we've just been speaking about the pundits. Let's talk about
Hang on,
Alan.
you can't just decide to not to talk about that. You're supposed to engage in the conversation there.
Hang on, apart from Alan Shearer and Alan that played for Braga, the Brazilian, are there any other footballers called Alan?
Well, there's Alan Hansen.
No, well, apart from him as well.
Well, there's Alan Smith. There's two Alan Smiths.
But apart from those, actually, there's quite a lot of players called Alan.
Yeah. Well, there's Joe Allen.
For fuck's sake. Okay. Sorry, that was a silly point to make.
Yeah, exactly. So next time, don't interrupt me.
There are any footballers called Ray, apart from Ray.
Yeah, yeah, there's Ray Charles.
Oh no. Huh?
Oh, I was
Ray
going to say
Charles.
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles is blind.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't make a very good footballer then, would he?
No, that's true actually.
Should we move on? Let's talk about the World Cup because let's face it, it's on.
Well, actually, it's over.
Well, it isn't.
Well,
It finishes tomorrow.
yeah, but Germany are going to win. Let's
No.
be honest. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
I know. Now the thing is, I got Argentina in the sweepstake at work, so
Yeah.
I'm still in it, and potentially I could win £130, which would
Hmm.
be a nice start to Monday morning.
Well, you
Thing
paid
is,
that time back for a start.
but the thing is, I'm up against a guy called Gareth, uh, and,
No.
and if you're up against someone called Gareth, well,
Is it
you,
Gareth Southgate?
well, I can't disclose who it is because it could be Gareth Southgate, but I wouldn't want to
It's
say for
Gareth
sure.
Southgate. No, it is.
Oh,
I know it is. I know it is. Germany are going to win the World Cup.
you look like the Demon Headmaster.
Oh yeah. Why am I sat like that? Look into my eyes.
Are you watching, Sam?
Ah, my eye. Ah, my eye. Okay, what I need to do is open this.
I didn't tell you about my eye test today. So
Uh,
whenever
no, you didn't
whenever
actually.
who?
No, you didn't tell me about it.
No, I didn't. Well, usually when I go for an eye test, it's it's uneventful. It's fine. But I went to a different Specsavers today, and the guy was just completely useless. I think it must have been his first day because he put me on this machine and he just kept firing cold air into my eye, and it was really painful. And there was a woman who was stood next to me, and I said flat out to the guy, I just said, "This is the worst eye test I've ever had." And then he just burst out laughing. But I just had water pouring out of my eyes, so I was just there basically crying, and she sort of didn't know what to do. So so, so then he said, "I'll just come back into my office now. I want to do some more experiments on you." So so
Experiments.
well, he was joking, but it was a really bad joke.
Yeah, I suppose it's not really what you want at that time, is it?
Well, no, I said to him, I don't really want any more experiments. I just want to go home.
Yeah, I tend to. I mean, eye tests, they can go either way, really, can't they? They can either be great or terrible. But most of the time, they're terrible because I think I just had too much wine.
Hang on, what's this?
Huh?
What's this? What's happening? Oh,
When?
no, it's fine. Oh, you can do a Q&A on this.
How'd you do that?
Oh, it's just on the side. It's
What are you
just
doing?
I
What have you
don't know
done?
what's happened. Hang
You
on.
turned me into that guy from Pulp.
Mate, we need to turn this off because it ruins the bandwidth.
Well, no, I didn't even start turning it on. It was you.
What? Well, no, it just appeared.
Oh no, you're starting to lag out.
Can we restart?
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Uh oh.